Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, moments of joy and seasons of struggle. Some days are filled with sunshine, while others feel like an unending storm. And in the middle of it all, there is one thing that has the power to anchor us, to give us strength when we feel weak, to guide us when we are lost, prayer and the wisdom that has been passed down through divine words. Life is unpredictable. One moment everything feels perfectly aligned, and the next it feels like the ground beneath you is crumbling. No one is immune to challenges, heartbreak, or uncertainty, but in the midst of it all, there is something powerful, something unshakable that can carry you through every storm: prayer. It's not just about whispering words in desperation or seeking help when things go wrong. It's about grounding yourself in something greater than the moment you're in. It's about knowing that no matter how chaotic life gets, you are never truly alone. When you make prayer a priority, you are anchoring yourself to a source of strength that never fades. You are choosing peace over panic, faith over fear, and trust over doubt. There's a reason why the most successful, the most resilient, and the most impactful people in the world turn to prayer. It's because they understand that their talent, their hard work, and their efforts can only take them so far. True greatness comes from a foundation that goes beyond what the eyes can see. It comes from that quiet, sacred space where they surrender their worries, seek wisdom, and step forward with confidence, knowing they are being guided. The world will try to shake you. It will test your patience, your strength, and your belief in yourself. It will throw obstacles in your path and make you question everything. But those who are deeply rooted in prayer don't break under pressure. They rise above it. They are the ones who keep moving forward when others give up. They are the ones who find peace even in the middle of chaos. It doesn't mean life will be perfect. It doesn't mean you won't face challenges. But it does mean that when the storms come, you won't be tossed around by fear and uncertainty. Instead, you'll stand firm, knowing that you are being held by something greater. You will walk with purpose, confidence, and the unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Make prayer the foundation of your life, not just as a habit, but as a way of living. Let it shape your decisions, your mindset, and the way you move through the world, because when you do, you won't just survive, you will thrive. And nothing, no setback, no challenge, no moment of doubt will ever be able to take that away from you. Prayer is more than a ritual, more than a moment of quiet words spoken into the unknown. It is a connection, a bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. It is the conversation that reminds you that you are never walking this path alone. In a world that moves fast, that demands more, that makes you feel like you have to have it all figured out, prayer is the space where you can pause, breathe, and remember what truly matters. There's something powerful about knowing that no matter what is happening around you, there is always a place of refuge. When doubts creep in, when fear tries to take over, when life feels overwhelming, prayer pulls you back to center. It shifts your focus from the problems you face to the faith that carries you. It replaces uncertainty with trust and reminds you that there is a bigger picture, a greater plan, even when you can't see it yet. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of life, to seek validation from the world, to chase after things that never truly satisfy. But those who stay connected through prayer walk differently. They move with purpose, with confidence, with a peace that doesn't come from their circumstances, but from something deeper. They don't need all the answers because they know where to turn when they need guidance. They don't crumble under pressure because they know where their strength comes from. Some of the most successful, the most resilient, the most grounded people have one thing in common. They prioritize their connection to something greater than themselves. They understand that their own strength has limits, but the power they tap into through prayer has none. It is their source of clarity, their place of renewal, their reminder that they are part of something bigger than just this moment. Life will challenge you. It will test your patience, your faith, your ability to keep going when things don't go as planned. But if you stay connected, if you make prayer not just an action, but a way of living, you will never be lost. You will always have a foundation that nothing can shake. You will move through life with the kind of confidence that comes not from knowing what's next, but from knowing that you are being guided every step of the way. Life is filled with choices, some small, some life-changing. Every decision we make shapes the path ahead, influencing not just where we go, but who we become. In a world that offers endless voices, opinions, and distractions, it's easy to feel lost, unsure of which way to turn. But there is a source of wisdom that never fails, a guide that has stood the test of time, offering clarity when the road ahead seems uncertain. True wisdom isn't found in chasing trends, seeking approval, or doing what feels right in the moment. It's found in something deeper, something unshakable. When you put divine wisdom first, you begin to see life through a different lens. It's no longer about just reacting to what happens around you, but about choosing to respond with faith, integrity, and purpose. It's about understanding that success isn't just measured by what you achieve, but by the kind of person you become in the process. There will be times when the easy choice is tempting, when shortcuts seem appealing, when the pressure to follow the crowd feels overwhelming. But those who walk in wisdom don't let the world dictate their steps. They move with intention, with a deep understanding that their choices carry weight. They know that doing what's right isn't always popular, but it is always powerful. Some of the strongest, most successful, and most fulfilled people aren't just the ones who work the hardest. They are the ones who live by a set of values that guide them through every challenge. They don't crumble when life gets tough because their foundation isn't built on temporary things. They rise not because they have all the answers, but because they trust in something greater than themselves. Wisdom teaches patience when the world demands urgency. It teaches kindness in a culture that often rewards selfishness. It teaches resilience when everything inside you wants to quit. And most of all, it teaches trust, the kind of trust that allows you to step forward with confidence, knowing that even when the future is uncertain, you are walking in the right direction. Put this wisdom first, and it will shape your character, your purpose, and your destiny. And the world will always offer shortcuts, but those who walk in truth, in faith, in something bigger than themselves, those are the ones who don't just live, but truly thrive. Faith without action is like a song never sung, a story never told. It holds potential, but never fulfills its purpose. Prayer is powerful, but it must be paired with movement. It's not just about asking for guidance, it's about having the courage to follow it. It's not just about believing in miracles, it's about stepping forward with the kind of faith that makes miracles possible. Life doesn't change by waiting. It changes when you align your actions with the wisdom you receive. There are moments when clarity will come in the quiet of prayer, but the transformation happens when you take that wisdom and put it into motion. You can't ask for strength and then remain in fear. You can't pray for opportunities and then ignore the doors that open. You can't seek purpose and then refuse to take the first step. Faith is the foundation, but action is the bridge that takes you where you're meant to go. Some of the most successful and fulfilled people understand this truth. They don't just hope for a better life, they build it. They don't just ask for courage, they walk into the unknown trusting that they are not alone. They don't just dream about impact, they show up every single day making choices that reflect their values and beliefs. They are not perfect, but they are intentional. They understand that wisdom means nothing if it's not lived out. There will be moments when taking action feels uncomfortable, when fear whispers that you're not ready, that the path is uncertain, that maybe you should wait. But the ones who step out in faith, who trust, who act, who live according to what they know is right, those are the ones who see breakthroughs, who grow, who inspire others by the way they move through life. Don't let faith be just words. Let it be the driving force behind everything you do. Pray for wisdom, but then walk in it. Ask for strength, but then use it. Seek purpose, but then have the boldness to chase it. Because when prayer and action go hand in hand, nothing can hold you back from becoming everything you were meant to be. The world is constantly pulling you in different directions, telling you what success looks like, what happiness should feel like, and what you need to do to be enough. It offers quick fixes, temporary highs, and fleeting validation, but if you build your life chasing what the world offers, you will always feel like something is missing. Because the truth is, no amount of money, fame, or recognition can fill the spaces in your heart that were meant to be filled by something deeper. There is a difference between living for temporary success and living for something eternal. The world teaches you to measure your worth by your achievements, by how many people applaud you, by how much you own, but true fulfillment isn't found in what you accumulate, it's found in what you stand for. It's found in living with purpose and making choices that align with something greater than yourself and putting wisdom first instead of chasing after things that never truly satisfy. Some of the most successful people in the world have everything, yet they still feel empty. Because fulfillment isn't about having more, it's about being connected to something greater than success itself. When you put divine wisdom first, you stop searching for meaning in things that won't last. You stop being consumed by comparison, by fear of failure, by the pressure to prove yourself. Instead, you walk with confidence, knowing that your worth isn't defined by what you do, but by who you are. This doesn't mean success is bad. It means that success without purpose will always feel hollow. But when you root yourself in truth, when you build your life on wisdom, when you let faith guide your steps, success becomes more than just personal gain. It becomes a tool to make an impact, to inspire, to lift others up. That is the kind of life that leaves a legacy, the kind of life that doesn't fade when the applause stops. Don't get caught up chasing things that don't last. Chase wisdom, chase purpose, chase the kind of success that doesn't just look good from the outside but feels right on the inside. When you put what matters most first, everything else falls into place, not always in the way you expect, but always in the way that was meant for you. The world tells you to be strong, to stand tall, to fight for your place. It rewards power, confidence, and success. But real strength isn't about how loud you are, how much you own, or how many people recognize your name. Real strength comes from within, from a foundation that cannot be shaken, from a heart that is grounded in something greater than itself. It comes from walking in faith, in wisdom, in truth, even when the world pushes you to compromise. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward anyway. There will be moments in life when you feel uncertain, when the weight of expectation feels overwhelming, when taking the right path feels harder than taking the easy one. But when you are rooted in wisdom, when you live by principles that don't change with trends or circumstances, you will find a strength that doesn't waver. You will learn to trust, to stand firm, to walk with confidence, not because life is easy, but because you know who you are and what you stand for. Integrity is rare in a world that teaches people to take shortcuts, to bend the truth, to do whatever it takes to get ahead. But those who live by truth don't just succeed, they leave a lasting impact. They are the ones people remember, the ones whose legacy isn't built on empty words, but on the way they lived. That crumble under pressure because their foundation is built on something real. They don't change who they are to fit in because they know that their worth isn't defined by the opinions of others. Some of the most influential people in history weren't the loudest, the wealthiest, or the most powerful by the world's standards. They were the ones who lived with unwavering faith, who stood for something greater than themselves, who refused to let fear dictate their choices. Their courage didn't come from their own strength. It came from something deeper, something eternal. Walk in that kind of strength, live with that kind of integrity, let your life be guided by wisdom, by truth, by faith. Because in the end, it's not about how far you go, it's about who you become along the way. And when you choose to put the right things first, when you build your life on an unshakable foundation, no storm, no setback, no challenge can ever take that away from you. Life is unpredictable. One moment everything feels like it's falling into place, and the next it feels like everything is falling apart. No matter how much you plan, how hard you work, or how much control you try to have, there will be moments when life doesn't go the way you expected. The storms will come, the setbacks will happen, the uncertainty will creep in. But the question isn't whether challenges will arise. The question is, what will you hold on to when they do? Some people let the storms define them. They allow fear, doubt, and frustration to take over. They look at the chaos around them and believe that they are alone, that they have to figure it all out by themselves. But then there are those who choose something different. Those who stand firm, who refuse to let circumstances shake them, who find peace in the middle of the storm, not because they have all the answers, but because they are anchored in something greater than the storm itself. Peace doesn't come from having an easy life. It doesn't come from having everything go your way. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you are not alone. It comes from trusting that even when you can't see the whole picture, there is a plan greater than your understanding. It comes from choosing faith over fear, from choosing to believe that even in the hardest moments, something good is still unfolding. The world will try to convince you that peace comes from success, from stability, from having everything figured out. But the truth is, real peace isn't found in the things you can lose. It's found in the things that never change. It's found in faith, in wisdom, in a foundation that stands strong no matter what comes your way. When life gets hard, don't let fear take over. Don't let the storm convince you that you are powerless. Stand firm in the truth, in the promises, in the wisdom that has never failed you. Because when you do, you will walk through life with a strength that cannot be shaken. You will face challenges with a heart that remains steady. You will find peace, not because the storm disappears, but because you know that even in the storm, you are held, you are guided, and you are never, ever alone. The loudest messages in the world tell you to focus on yourself, your goals, your success, your happiness. But the truth is, life is not just about what you achieve. It's about the impact you leave behind. It's about the way you show up, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. It's about the example you set through your actions, through your kindness, through the way you live out your faith, not just in words, but in the choices you make every single day. People are watching, not to judge, not to criticize, but to see what real faith looks like. The way you handle challenges, the way you treat others, the way you carry yourself in both victories and setbacks. It all speaks louder than anything you could ever say. You don't have to stand on a stage to inspire people. You don't have to be famous to make an impact. Sometimes the strongest message is sent through the way you love, the way you forgive, the way you hold on to faith when everything around you says to let go. There are people in your life right now who need to see what it looks like to stand firm in wisdom. They need to see what it means to walk in integrity, to live with courage, to trust even when things don't make sense. You never know who is looking at you hoping to find an example of what it means to live with purpose. Your life, your choices, your faith, it all has the power to lead others towards something greater, something lasting, something real. Some of the most powerful leaders, the most influential people in history, weren't the ones who demanded attention. They were the ones who simply lived what they believed. They were the ones who stood for truth, who chose love over hate, who put their faith into action even when it was difficult. They didn't just speak about wisdom, they lived by it. And because of that, their legacy continues to inspire long after they are gone. If you want to change the world, start by changing the way you live. Walk in faith, live with love, lead with kindness. Make decisions that reflect what truly matters. Because when you live by example, when your actions align with your beliefs, you don't just impact your own life, you inspire others to rise, to believe, to follow a path that leads to something greater than themselves. And that kind of influence is the kind that lasts forever. Life moves fast. The days blend into weeks, the weeks into years, and before you know it, time has slipped through your fingers. The world constantly pushes you to chase the next thing, to run after success, to prove yourself over and over again. But in all the striving, in all the doing, there is one question that truly matters. Are you walking the path you were meant to walk? Are you living a life that aligns with the truth, with wisdom, with faith? It's easy to get distracted, to let priorities shift, to put off what matters most until tomorrow. But tomorrow is never guaranteed. The choices you make today, the values you hold on to, the foundation you build your life upon, these are the things that determine the kind of life you will live. Because at the end of it all, it won't be the money, the recognition, or the achievements that define you. It will be the way you lived, the people you touched, the faith you carried through it all. Putting wisdom first isn't just about believing in something, it's about making it the center of your life. It's about choosing faith over fear, integrity over convenience, purpose over popularity. It's about making the decision every single day to walk in truth, even when the world tries to pull you in a different direction. It's about building your life on a foundation that will not crumble when challenges come, when plans change, when things don't go the way you expected. Some people wait for the right time to start living with purpose. They wait until life slows down, until they have more clarity, until things feel easier. But those who live with faith know that the right time is now. They don't postpone what matters. They don't let distractions pull them away from their values. They walk boldly, knowing that when they put wisdom first, everything else falls into place. Not always in the way they imagined, but always in the way it was meant to be. Don't let life pass you by while you wait for the perfect moment to start living in faith. Make the decision today. Choose to build your life on truth. Choose to let wisdom guide your steps. Choose to trust in a plan greater than your own. Because when you do, you will not only find success, you will find purpose, you will find peace. You will find a life that is not just lived, but truly fulfilled. Life is a journey filled with highs and lows, victories and struggles, moments of clarity and times of uncertainty. Through it all, the choices you make each day shape the person you become and the legacy you leave behind. The world will always offer distractions, always try to convince you that success, happiness, and fulfillment can be found in temporary things, but deep down you know that true peace, true strength, and true purpose are found in something greater, something unshakable, something eternal. When you choose to pray, you are not just speaking words into the air. You are aligning yourself with wisdom that goes beyond human understanding. When you put faith first, you are not just following a tradition. You are choosing a path that leads to a life of meaning and clarity. Every great leader, every person who has made a lasting impact, every soul that has truly lived with purpose has one thing in common. They were rooted in something bigger than themselves. Faith is not about having a perfect life. It's not about never facing challenges or never feeling lost. It's about knowing that no matter what comes your way, you are guided. It's about trusting that even in your hardest moments, you are never alone. It's about walking through life with confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you are grounded in the truth that will never fail you. You have the power to shape your future, not by following the trends of the world, but by walking in wisdom. You have the strength to overcome obstacles, not because of your own ability, but because you are connected to a foundation that cannot be shaken. You have the ability to inspire others, not through words alone, but by the way you live, by the choices you make, by the unwavering faith you carry in your heart. So choose today, choose now to build your life on what truly matters. Let prayer be your strength, let wisdom be your guide, let faith be the foundation on which you stand. Because when you do, you will not only find success, you will find purpose, you will not only live, you will thrive. And your life will become more than just a series of moments. It will become a testimony of what it means to walk in truth, to live with courage, and to trust in a plan far greater than your own.